Yo, so what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode, another video on this channel. So, you read it right, guys. On this video, we're going to talk about the new inventory management placement fees that Amazon is basically trying to force all Amazon sellers into the program. More or less describe what's going on with this, with the new fees and whatnot. We'll break it down, not the entire fee structure, because, there's already videos for that. More like just going over, the situation on that and really just, what to do in these situations, best ways to kind of mitigate this crap, and really just some helpful tips, during the video. So, but without further ado, guys, let's get straight into it. Don't forget to smash that like button, drop a comment down below, let me know what your thoughts are, and let's just get straight into it. Now, let's take it back real quick, all right? For a lot of you who, especially new to the Amazon game, you probably weren't even aware about this program to begin with, right? And so basically what Amazon had was called an inventory placement service fee type of program that they had as an option, right? And basically what this would do is that it would, if you wanted to, basically, you could literally turn on this feature and it would force Amazon to basically have all your units, all your products go into one facility at a certain fee, which I believe at the time is either 15 cents or 40 something cents. I think it was actually 40 cents to be honest. But so, you're paying 40 cents per unit to have everything go into one location. Now, back in my day, this was one of the best ways, especially if you were doing like arbitrage where you have like 5 units of this product, 10 units of that product, and Amazon would try to split all those units into like 10 different locations. This was one of the best ways to basically commingle all that, pay a little fee, and just have everything going into one shipment plan. Now it seems like Amazon is forcing this option into everybody if you want to do the same situation. Now, listen, when it comes to this placement fee, the way Amazon is doing it, basically, the more shipments that you allow Amazon to give you, you're basically going to be paying nothing in extra fees. I believe one of the options is the one where they give you like 4 different locations. And then so in that scenario, you're basically not paying any extra fees whatsoever because to Amazon, you're willing to split all your shipments into different locations. Now, the second option that's on there, you're basically paying some fees and it's going into less locations. So I believe it's like 2 to 3 locations. So therefore, you're gonna have 2 to 3 different shipments going to different places. And then there's obviously the more expensive, pricier fee structure, and this is where you're paying the premium on fees to basically have everything going into like one location. So like I said, Amazon is basically forcing this option onto you guys if you don't want to basically cooperate and splitting your shipments. And so downright to it, it's a lot of crap, right? It's a lot of bullshit. But I mean, guys, if you've been in the Amazon space for as long as I have, which some of you may have, already been, and some of you probably aren't, this is something that Amazon has always been wanting to do, regardless, right? Like if we look back the past few months or so with Amazon's API changes to like ship it and whatnot, they have literally been trying and trying to make everything go into different locations as much as possible. Okay, like the writing is on the wall. They have been trying to force this on to us for as long as possible by changing so much in their coding systems, whatever you want to call it. And so now they just figure, you know what? Let's just do this inventory placement thing right in their faces. Now they have no option but to do it, right? For us as Amazon sellers, really sucks because when you really break it down, guys, the shipping cost for a lot of this is just very pricey, very expensive. But we'll get into that in a minute. And so, yeah, guys, I mean, like I said, they've been wanting to push this on for so long, and it makes sense, at least on their end, because for us, it doesn't make no fucking sense. But for them, it just makes sense to, because they want products basically spread out through the entire country. And so they want easier access for customers to basically get their products probably at a much faster rating as well. Because, when you're sending all units to one location, let's say here in the South, it's going to take longer for someone to get that product, somewhere in the West Coast, East Coast, or wherever, right? And so basically Amazon wants to spread those products going into the South to all these locations, which, okay, it makes sense on their end, but for us, it's just complete crap. So yeah, I mean, I'm honestly not surprised that it was gonna happen, but for a lot of y'all, it definitely shocked y'all. But now, as far as how pricey this is, I mean, dude, this gets very expensive. Even with Amazon not charging you the new fee, should you choose the 4 shipment location option, like dude, you're basically paying shipping for 4 different shipments. And especially for those of you who are doing major volume, you know how much of a difference saving on shipping, sending to one location is versus sending to different locations. So for example, let's say I have one pallet of one unit that normally we ship to one location, right? That pallet on average for us at least will probably cost us like 110, 98 bucks, really depending, but more or less, in that range. Now with Amazon's new split shipment crap, let's assume that I don't want to pay that fee and that I want to break down this pallet, right? So instead of sending one full pallet to one location, paying LTL shipping, I want to break that down into 4 separate shipments. So we'll have a few boxes here, 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 and here for the 4 different shipments, all to avoid that fee. The problem is that I'm probably going to waste more on shipping than I am going to be saving on that fee. Because look, guys, when it comes to shipping, the more you ship, the more you save, especially if you're doing like LTL or even, full truckload. For SPD, it normally stays around the same. It's expensive as fuck, to be honest. So for that aspect, it's probably just going to get even more expensive just because of this feature alone. And so, especially for like wholesalers, this doesn't work out in our favor because now we're having to pay 4 different shipping basically plans for our unit. And so instead of getting all those savings within that shipment plan from one pallet, we're now having to waste more through split shipments. And so, even though we're not paying the fee, we're paying more in shipping. So regardless, we're really still screwed in the end. So it literally makes absolutely no sense for us to even save those fees, right? At that point, it's almost better to pay the extra fee and literally just sending it to one location while also dealing with less headaches, because sending in multiple shipments, guys, it's a headache, You're having to print different BOLs, you're having to do different shipments regardless, having to prep different stuff in different ways. So, it's just a whole chaos, to be honest. And like I said, regardless, you're screwed no matter which plan you pick because you will pay for it. You're already going to pay, the fee for less shipments. That's already the given. And like I said, even with the split shipments, you're still going to waste more in shipping services regardless, just because you don't have the volume no more to kind of save up on, shipping, right? So yeah, all in all, guys, it's garbage. And I'll be honest, for a lot of you, especially for arbitrage sellers, there's really not much you guys can do, especially for new sellers. For new sellers, I'll be honest, you kind of have to bite the cost for now, at least until you start growing and scaling. Because I do have one feature that may be an option to actually save you on this. At least so far, it's working. I've talked about it before on Instagram, Twitter, and all that. So, I'm obviously making it on this video too. But basically, you can kind of mitigate through this risk, through this option, by using a software called 2D Workflow. Now, there's a link in my description. If not, I'll pin it in the comment section down below. But there's a free month trial to try it out. It's mainly for wholesalers, but as an arbitrage seller, you can also use it as well. I guarantee it will help you in a lot of ways. I used to use it for OA back in the day, so trust me when I know that it works, all right? But basically with this software, what you can do is go into your settings on the Amazon Seller Central, put it to the 4 shipment option plan where it's going to give you a ton of shipment, going into different locations. But when you do your shipments into the workflow, you add the units, you create your shipment and whatnot. Once you're on that option and you're ready to finalize it, you'll go through to the workflow. It'll give you those different options to, send to different locations or whatever. But the thing with 2D Workflow is that they have an option. I forgot what the option is. I think it's commingle or something like that. But basically what 2D Workflow will do is that it will try to do its best to force everything into one single location. Now keep in mind, you have that inventory placement fee off on the back end of Amazon, right? So technically you're not paying any extra fees or anything. But on 2D Workflow's end, you're able to commingle these plans into one single shipping plan. And so like this, you're able to basically force it all into one location while using 2D Workflow and thus having less shipment plans to, really deal with. And so it's been working really good so far. I've been messing with the software these past few days and whatnot. And it seems to be the best and only option at the moment to really kind of avoid all this together for the time being, down the road, Amazon might change some stuff with their API and we may have to readapt or something. But for the time being, this is the best way to go. Inventory Labs cannot do this thing, or even Seller Central or any other software that I'm aware of. And so guys, if you want to avoid this situation altogether, go through a little extra hoop to kind of go about it, then 2D workflow is the way to go, in my opinion, right? But again, that's just a tip, a suggestion. I'm not saying you guys have to do it, but that is one of the best ways to go about it. And if you, especially when you're doing major volume, it honestly makes sense to kind of go this way because, dude, dealing with 4 different shipment plans from like one little pallet, it's absolutely messy, dude. I wouldn't want to do that, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you who are trying to grow and scale wouldn't want to do that either. So I highly suggest you guys check it out, all right? And again, link down below, 1 month free trial. Give it a shot. Worst case, you don't like it, you don't gotta pay for it. You can just leave it at that. So yeah, I know one of the few times I really promote something, but guys, this is one of the ways to avoid the situation altogether. And again, on a final note, it is what it is. It sucks. There's nothing really much we can do except for that tip I gave you guys. But at the end of the day, guys, Amazon's gonna do what they're gonna do, and we as Amazon sellers have to do our best to just adapt to the situation and just try our best because yeah, this just got really messy. A lot of you need to be very careful how you're sourcing products because now when you're sourcing products, you need to add an additional fee depending on where you're sending this, your products to. Not to mention, I forgot to mention one more thing, but basically, the more farther you're sending your shipments in, the more expensive it gets because it gives you an option to send it to the central, I believe, south, east coast, or west coast. And obviously, if you're sending it to the west coast, east coast, it's going to be more pricey for those particular areas. So, yeah, overall, it's just crazy. Nothing but fees after fees after fees. But yeah, guys, so just be careful out there when you're sourcing your products and make sure that your margins look really solid because now more than ever, guys, you really need to make sure that they're solid, that you're making actual money, and that you're not paying up these fees on your end because sadly, it's going to be passed on to the end consumer, which is the customer, shopping on Amazon. But it is what it is. So only thing you can do is really adapt. So, but yeah, man. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully I kind of, gave the breakdown of how this is going to work. And hopefully you guys follow me on that tip because trust me, it works. It's one of the best ways at the moment right now. And yeah, so I highly suggest you guys sign up now. Word on the street is that the price is going to go up on this software, which I don't see why. But it is what it is with that too. I ain't the owner of this software, so it's just the facts. But peace as always, guys. Hopefully you like this video. Be sure to smash the like button. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.